My fellow Diaspora National Assembly members worldwide, this is the president of DNA, Isaac Kenongi, who will hereby expound the DNA mission statement and thereafter name the full cabinet and the devolved diaspora provincial assemblies in the entire USA. As you know, visionaries are not as eloquent as politicians, and as such, I prefer to be the former. I'll read the mission statement as it is, not to omit a word, because this is what the task force established as the mission statement. And I read, the Diaspora National Assembly, also known as DNA, is an organization established in the wake of the BBI debate in order to articulate issues affecting Kenyans in the entire diaspora and to ensure that their concerns are not footnotes in the raging national debate. Ours is an effort to seek elusive unity that is lacking within the Kenyan diaspora worldwide. Issues debated on this platform will become resolutions that will be forwarded to various departments or institutions for actions. The DNA has a cabinet that will focus and zero in issues affecting the diaspora and to highlight and present them to the national government in Kenya. Our vision: DNA aspires to bring about unity of purpose, action, and voice among Kenyans of all walks of life in the diaspora. We hope to succeed where others have failed by ensuring that the welfare of Kenyans in the diaspora is at the core of our agenda. We are a non-partisan think tank group that cycles around the orbit of peace and which practices politics of tolerance. Issues affecting many Kenyans in the diaspora worldwide. Kenyans in the diaspora face myriad of problems. Some of the major issues include renewal of expired passports. You find that we have to go very far and spend a lot of money going for this renewal of passport, whereas the government can make it easier for the diaspora by probably having more centers near to where the diaspora live. The distance is the problem, and you find many, like the kids we brought here, they are not bothered even to go for a passport, because after attaining the majority age, these kids, they don't know about Kenya. We have to convince them to go to the diaspora. But if these services are brought to the diaspora, it will be so easy. To where the diaspora live, it will be so easy for our kids to go and get an ID. An ID is only a simple item. The equipment is so simple because it's still the old type, and the government can even bring one, a crack who can be maybe stationed in the churches and be issuing those ID. The second one is the need for diaspora voting. Many people feel that they want to exercise their democratic rights, and voting is essential to many. So we are asking the government, at this age of technology, voting can be done online or through some form of technology whereby the people in the diaspora can vote and feel they have elected the people they want back home. The other issue is dual citizenship. This is something that can be ratified by an act of parliament in a day. If they vote for that section that prohibited Kenyans from holding public office, it can be done in one afternoon. Presented to J.B. Muturi, he is efficient and he can do it within an afternoon to repeal that section that bars diaspora from getting the public office, like it happened recently to the ambassador Muigai, who was posted to South Korea. That is about the dual citizenship. Is a clause that was added, but it should be repealed. It should not be there, because when you are Kenyan, you are citizen by birth. You should not, whether you lose it or not, you are still a Kenyan citizen. And all you need to do is to go, you got your ID and that's it. How to achieve that? While we understand that the challenge to unite the diaspora is an uphill task, we have resolved to soldier on and work with those who share and embrace our vision and mission. We contribute immensely to the economy of Kenya through our remittances, and therefore we deserve a seat at the high table. And we shall not rest until we ensure that those issues shared by those willing to participate in this cause are heard. To this end, we welcome able men and women with the heart of our generations here and those we left behind to join us and not be bystanders. Your input and partnership on this journey will take us to great heights as we champion for our rightful place on the table in discussing what is right for those in the diaspora and Kenya. We have so far diversified even further and established Diaspora National Assembly, not only in America, but we have gone to as far as Canada. We got an assembly forming up in UK, Germany, and Australia, and we'll still get to United Arab Emirates. Once we get the contact, we will set assemblies there where Kenyans can come together in a WhatsApp group of 257 people, and they can discuss issues that affect them there in the diaspora and back home. They are similar. We are talking of the document, the dual citizenship. So once we solve that, we will go to the next step. Now, to do that, it requires men and women determined to do the task, the noble task. And I hereby, as the president of Diaspora National Assembly, want to work with people who are committed. And we sat and nominated people who we feel that they can achieve this mission. And I'll start with my deputy president and leader of task force at DNA, Professor Luke Nyatiki. He has a wide experience in politics, and he will be hardy in that area. Honorable Albert Musasia is the Chief Whip and Secretary General at DNA. Honorable Kairiba Mutuma, the vocal diaspora guy is the leader of majority, publicity, and diaspora 2030 agenda. The Honorable Alex Karudu, a prominent businessman, is the leader of business at DNA and 254 Trade Ryerson Ambassador. Ministry of Information CS and Broadcasting, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting CS at DNA is Honorable Sam Mwaura of Mwakilishi. CS Diaspora Civic Education, Honorable Evangeline Kirigwa. Again, this is a very important ministry to engage Kenyans how to be part of the process, the political process here in America. Evangeline encourages people to be part of that process by making sure they get voters card, and she is conversant. She'll be talking more when the assembly begins. Ryerson Ambassador UK and International Relations at DNA, Honorable Dr. Esther Kanyeri. Youth Affairs, Ministry of Technology at DNA CS is Honorable Bob Muiti. Diaspora Ministry of Health Awareness at DNA, the CS is Honorable Penina Dongo. Women Ministry and Public Holidays Coordinator at DNA is Honorable Ruse Karori. CS Ministry of Diaspora Groups Coordination and Empowerment is Honorable Lista Nyarigo. CS Ministry of Immigration and Deportation Affairs. This is another ministry that affects so many in the diaspora, and the person who is conversant is no other than Joe Muigai. Honorable Joe Muigai will take care of that ministry. CS Education and Sports is no other than the famous Honorable Professor Gerono Rotich of North Carolina. CS Ministry of Home Affairs USA Diaspora is Honorable Edith Kariuki. CS Ministry of Culture and Diaspora Public Holidays is the Iron Lady, Lile Mweru Mea. CS Central Organization for Diaspora Unity is Dr. Ileko Mogala. Here, if you hear that name Mogala, it rings a bell. That's the daughter of the famous Kotu Secretary General. She got the blood of the famous Mogala. She is very vocal in Kodu, and she'll be helpful in DNA. CS Interior and Diaspora Security is Honorable Jack Gatume. CS Ministry of Tourism and International Trade is Honorable Dr. Agwenyi, another famous Kenyan who have missions to Kenya, to enlighten our people in the diaspora about home. And he organized such mission back home where he takes young people to go to Kenya, to see our culture so that they know where we came from. We got a chaplain in the assembly, and she also does the mental health and depression awareness, is the famous Honorable Reverend Dr. Penny Joroge. Last and not least, CS Men Empowerment and Investment at DNA is the famous Anthony Kamnao. Oh, everybody know Anthony Kamnao. That is the cabinet in USA, but it doesn't stop there. We decided to devolve the cabinet to the provincial assemblies, and they are identical to the same one like in Kenya, but we feel that Kenya has too many, and here, considering the size of USA, we are serving the whole USA with only 4 governors. In Western Province, it spreads from Washington, Seattle, all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, and it will be headed, it covers even California, Utah, and many other states around there, and it will be headed by the famous Dr. Stephen Jagger of Seattle, the first Kenyan to start a university in America. When we go to Nyanza province, it will be headed by no other than Honorable Canido Okogo Onchoke, and the headquarters of that province is Dallas, Texas. We heard of Dr. Mogara Ileko, and she is the governor for Eastern Province, and whose headquarters will be Illinois. Lastly, the Coast Province that spread all the way from New England to South Carolina. It will be, the governor there is Honorable Philip Gitoga, who is very conversant with community affairs and also empowering people how to invest back home. So that province, you have a hardy man when you come to investment, because he got circles, that tell people how to invest back home. And that is the entire cabinet and the provincial assemblies. And we hope that our mission is complete when we have such great men. To finalize, probably I'll address my president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who happened to be a friend back in the days. When I was in Kenya, we would meet here and there, but now we are meeting as not as equals. He is my president. Here the word president is for everybody. Everybody who starts an organization is a president. But he is my president back in Kenya, and I'm appealing to you, Mr. President. I'm looking at the camera there, and these are not the days of Jogona. I'm asking you, Mr. President, we are suffering. Please convene a meeting, very, very urgent, to discuss the diaspora affairs. Give DNA the mandate to speak for all. Now we are speaking for DNA, the members who share our vision. But if you take serious and forward the matter to give the attention it deserves, this is a group that is determined to take the diaspora to greater heights. And I promise it will happen. I'm determined, the way I'm determined to design a house from scratch to the finish is the way I'm determined to steer this organization to greater heights people can't imagine. Thank you, my fellow diasporans, wherever you may be, and much more, thank you, DNA members who are in this journey with me. Bye-bye.